Welcome back to the show. While we've been talking a lot about food and sweet treats this show, of course, we're still coming to you from our homes. Carly and I are that way. And maybe you at home are also working from home now. So we decided to invite an interior designer to come into the show, maybe give us some ideas on the working from home phenomenon and how maybe you can make that workspace someplace you can be productive. Let's go ahead. Welcome in Lisa Cini. Lisa, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
Off camera, by the way, we were talking. Jenny, of course, Columbus. You're also coming to us from Columbus. We did not do this on purpose, I promise, but it's good to have you.
Thank you.
So let's first dive in. The work from home. What are you seeing? Because as we spend so much time indoors, it's like, what is the best way I can stay productive but still have my home feel like a home? Where do we begin?
Well, I think one of the first things that you need to think about is where in your house you're going to work from home.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be everywhere. You know, a lot of people have laptops or their tablets, and so they're loving the flexibility of being able to go out on the porch or sit in their living room or work from their bedroom. But that's really not the best way to do it. So you need to kind of decide, where is the best area? Where do you have the electricity, low noise? Where do you feel comfortable, going to have the least amount of interruptions, and good light, natural light if possible? And then choose that location and then create boundaries.
Is that your number one tip, or what is the number one tip that you may have for people who are trying to make that home office? Maybe they thought they were never going to be in this situation. I'm using my dining room table. It's kind of like a running joke on our show. I didn't think we'd be in this situation. What is that number one thing for people to keep in mind?
So the number one thing is a designer word. It's called ergonomics. And I know that sounds kind of big, but what it does is it's a word that says, how are you sitting? How are you interacting with your computer, and making sure that you're comfortable for your body? So the number one thing I would say is you have to have a proper chair. You shouldn't be using a dining room chair. I see you're using a dining room chair. You should be using a chair that is height adjustable, that sits you proper. And when you're sitting proper, your legs should come out 90 degrees from your rear end. Yeah. So when you're sitting in the chair, your rear end should be kind of like a baseball in a baseball mitt. And then your legs should come out 90 degrees. They shouldn't be down. They shouldn't be up. When you do that, you should be able to take the ball of your hand, if you can do that right now, and fit it underneath the back of your knees. There should be enough space to be able to do that.
Yeah.
If you do that properly and you're at that 90, you're not going to lose circulation.
Oh, I have done that a time or two.
Right. And you're going to be pitched correctly, and you're not going to have a lot of back issues then. I think a lot of people are going to come out of this with back issues and strain.
I'm starting to feel it now. I know why, I think. Lisa, I want to go ahead, and I know you've got some before and after pictures to kind of work in here, because people away from the home office too are looking around, maybe wanting some changes. If people are in that place, but they're also thinking budget is an issue, no one planned on spending this much time at home, it just kind of happened. What advice do you have for those folks out there?
Well, one is flexibility, and we have the internet, so this is a wonderful thing. You can go to IKEA, like those are IKEA cabinets right there. It's not about spending the most amount of money. It's about how do you maximize your space and really get every inch of storage. When we're working from home, you kind of have stuff out, and then it drives you nuts. So the more that you can put things away is a powerful thing, and using your vertical area. So you notice I have storage up above the sofa in that location. I'm using every inch of this small condo that we moved into.
I love storage. I don't think there's ever anything as too much storage. I will say that from personal experience. Well, of course, we were talking to you through, StreamYard is a system we use. A lot of people using Zoom, and maybe they want to make their shot stand out a little bit more. You've got a fabulous shot there behind you. What are some tips you have for Zoom calls like we're in right now?
That's a great question. So right now in my condo, this is fabric. It's an entire LED backlit wall. I can dial the light on it up or down. My daughter actually took the photograph, and I love it. So have a great backdrop. The other thing is, and this is unnatural, but you have to put your camera up at your eye level. Normally we're looking down.
Yes.
And then we get this like chicken neck
Yeah.
going on, right? And, newscasters are great at not having that. But for the average Joe, it's not something we think of. So right now I have my laptop, my Surface up quite a bit to be able to look at me eye to eye. And then I can have a keyboard down below so that I can actually work. When you do that, that also fatigues you less. And then the other thing is having great lighting. So you need to have some soft lighting from all the different areas. You can buy something kind of simple, like a device like this off the internet, and just put it on the side of you. It's really more about, how do you have proper light from the sides, looking at the camera. I don't know about you, but it's very distracting for me when somebody's looking this way and talking on Zoom.
Well, you have a lovely profile. I will say that much. I'm glad we ended it on there. I'm glad I'm trying to stay eye level. And also, though, we might have to invite you back because I have a thing called shelf envy during this pandemic. We'll dive into that again. Lisa Senni with Mosaic Design Studio. We're so glad you're with us today.
Thank you very much.
Take care, and we hope you stay right there at home because we're going to be right back.